Hello guys, welcome back to TMX Adventures. Lisa here. Hey look, I told you I'd come back and cook with the amazing sparkly black Thermomix, and here I am. So I'm ready to get dinner underway. We're having Osso Buco. I'm going to say that the wrong way around, I can guarantee it. It's on cookie dough, but I am not doing the lavender weird stuff to it. I'm just doing it ordinary, okay? So come with me today. I'm going to show you how we get started on this recipe, talk you through the rest. Do say hi if you're watching on. Remember, that tells Facebook you are wanting this in your news feed going forward. And if you are on YouTube watching replays, hit subscribe as well. That is wonderful. Now, little community service announcement with if you get a brand new Thermomix on the bench. So maybe you are getting a second bowl. Maybe you are upgrading to the TM6. Maybe you're brand new. When you first come with your new Thermomix, the blades are super duper sharp. Okay, these little blades in there, especially if you're upgrading and you've had other Thermomixes before, yours might be well loved, so your blades probably aren't sharp anymore, which is not a problem when it comes to cooking. And you probably put your hands in there and get your dough out and all that sort of stuff. But on a brand new Thermomix, for the first 6-8 weeks, depends how quickly you use it, how much you use it, they're sharp. Really, really, really sharp. Okay, so do not put your fingers near your blades. Okay, so just a little community service announcement to start off with. So let's get started cooking. I love how shiny and new it is. And you know what else I noticed? So it doesn't show the marks. So far, I had a greasy finger. I went and filled up the oil and stuff. And it doesn't show the marks. By the way, I was telling you before on the unboxing, it reminded me of something from my childhood. And it was called carbon fiber. That's what it reminds me of. Except carbon fiber, it looks textured, but it's not. This actually is textured and looks like carbon fiber. So some of you people out there who are a bit... I don't know, into that sort of stuff, you might know what I'm talking about. The rest of you, don't worry about it, okay? So first thing it says, place the aroma dish, which I've got here on top. I'm not going to do that because I've already loaded it up. And it says to add veal shank bone in, approximately 4 pieces. Now, that is the meat that we would call Osso Buco, okay? I have to keep the amount. I'm going to set it back to front. So I've already done that. I've put it in here, and then it tells you to season it with salt and some cracked peppercorns. Now, if I do that, chances are one of my kids will get a peppercorn with dinner and they will not be very happy. So I've just seasoned it with cracked pepper, okay? And then set it aside. So I've done that already. Now we get to this part. Now, you might first up see this and go, oh my goodness, it's in ounces. This recipe, what I did today on Cookie Dough is I searched for... I have to say it again. Osso Buco on cookie dough, knowing that's what I had defrosted. It's been in my freezer a long time. I've been wanting to get it out of the way, out of the freezer. And so I searched for that. And I made sure my filters had all English spoken recipes. So Australia, US, UK, Canada. There's even some Argentina ones because I wanted a wide variety. I didn't think there'd be many to choose from. There was 3, I think. I looked then for the ones that had the highest rating. And that's what I've chosen, right? So it has 4.5 stars. It's great. Perfect. That's what I want. So it ends up being from the US. It's in ounces. It doesn't matter though, because my Thermomix can weigh in ounces. It's straight away gone to the ounces function. Happy days. So the only time this gets tricky is if you're shopping. And you're like, okay, I need 4 ounces of yellow onions, which for us is just a basic brown onion. What do I need? 1 packet, 2 packets, 1 onion? What is it? Easiest way to remember, well, there's 2 things you can do. You can ask Google or Siri, but you can also just multiply by 3 and add a 0. So you can go, okay, 4 multiplied by 3 is 12, add a 0. 120 grams is how much I want. Okay, I hope that helps you. So multiply by 3, add a 0. All right. When it comes to onion though, those of you who've been watching on for a long time know that I don't get too hung up on my weights for the onions. I'm just going to chuck in that much, a whole onion. Oh, look at that, 3.9. If it was 8, I still would have rolled with it. Okay, if it was 12, I still would have gone with it anyway. I just used a whole onion. If it was 2, I still would have just gone with that. Okay, don't get hung up on your onions. Okay, carrots cut into pieces. All right, don't peel your carrots. Don't throw out the ends. Have I got an end? I do have an end. Look at that. It's edible. I mean, obviously wash it, but unless it's moldy, it's edible. Okay. Again, I didn't weigh it. What's it come in at? 2.8. That's okay. Okay, celery. Does anybody else freeze their celery? So, oh look, there's more carrot. Chuck that in. Now I freeze celery, so we often grow it in kind of just occasionally in seasons, and then I dice it up into chunks about this size. Okay. And I freeze it in a big Glad bag. So when I go to make veggie stock, or I come to a recipe that calls for celery, because we don't eat it as a standalone, I have celery. Now it does come back soggy. This would be no good in a salad. Okay, it comes back a bit browny coloured and soggy. But for stock, soups, those sorts of things, or like this, it doesn't matter, okay? So freeze it. Don't let anything go to waste. And I use the leaves as well, which you possibly saw go in then. I'm not sure. So the weight, I'm not too fussed on either, remember? And plus I chucked the carrot in there as well. Now I don't have shallots at the moment. They are growing in the veggie patch. They're not ready. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go without. So I'm going to go without. 2 garlic cloves. We are on minced garlic at the moment. So we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of that. If you had powdered garlic, put in 1 teaspoon of that because it's a concentrate, it's dehydrated. So it is more. So 1 teaspoon of that. Okay, next. Now we're going to, oil. I was going to say we're going to chop it, but not yet. Okay, 1/2 ounce, not much. I don't even know that I want to go all the way to 1/2 ounce. There we go, that'll do. What's that? 0.4, that'll do. And then on with the lid. Now, we're going to chop this down for 3 seconds on speed 5. Excuse my hand, I'll try not to put that in front of the camera. There you go. All right, it's done. Now this chop never gets old. This chop still amazes me nearly 10 years on. It's probably 10 years since I first saw a Thermomix. Look at that. How awesome is that? Just love it. By the way, when you do get your new, a new Thermomix on the bench or a new bowl, please make sure you wash the bowl first. As much as I've said, keep your fingers out away from those blades. Otherwise, what happens if you cook on it the first time, you'll get a funky film on the bottom, and it's a bit harder to get off later. It will come off, but it's just, you'll get it looks like cling wrap on the bottom. But you do want to at least rinse it, if not wash it with some warm soapy water. Go to the mix shop, grab one of the scrubbing brushes from the mix shop, or I even like the flat ones. You know the ones you can get at, this is a little top tip, you know the ones that you can put the dishwashing liquid in the handle, and they're flat? They're quite good as well because it rubs the side. I mean, I very rarely have to do that. I use pre-clean a lot, but they're handy occasionally to have as well. All right, scrape down the sides. I'm terrible at scraping down the sides. You guys know that. So we'll just push that down. There we go. And then go next. And it's going to say, without the measuring cup, it wants to cook for 5 minutes, 150 degrees Fahrenheit. But that's because we're in American. But it doesn't matter because it's cooking for us at the same the temperature we want. Okay, there it goes. It's going to cook off. Now this is your time to go ahead in the recipe and prep your next steps. So if you didn't have your meat out, you'd be doing the meat now, but we're obviously done that. We can go up here and go preview, and it tells us we're going to need tomato paste. So I've got my tomato paste. Okay, by the way, you can make your own. Cook down a tin of diced tomatoes, Veroma, for 20 minutes, and you'll actually get yourself concentrate. All right, that's how you do it. Then it says some dry white wine. Now I don't have dry white wine. I have in the cupboard from probably 12 months ago a red wine. So I'm going to use what I got. If you don't have wine at all or you don't like wine, skip it out. I nearly skipped it out. Okay, I kind of went, will I, won't I, will I, won't I? And I was like, you know what? I want to start using that and get rid of it, so I'm going to use it. So there's your wine. Without the measuring cup, it's going to cook. And now I just want to talk about the next thing after that. The next thing, it's got beef stock. Now, those of you who've been watching along for a while, you know I don't make beef stock. I make veggie stock, and it gets substituted in anything that calls for chicken or beef, okay? So it doesn't, to me, taste any different. My family don't mind. I don't have any at the moment. The family used it the other night. They didn't tell me, so today I haven't cooked any until I went to reach for it today. But what I do have is every Saturday we steam a whole chook. And we have it for lunches with salad or veggies, and then we typically have the leftovers on our pizza night on Sunday night. When I steam a chook, I take off the juice that's left underneath. Oh, that onion is strong. Put that on. Whew. And I'm going to use that instead because that has a little bit of stock in it because I put a bit in the steaming water, and it's then got the chicken juice as well. Okay, so sorry guys, the onion, is getting my eyes. All right, so I was going to talk to you about that because that's another option as well. I mean, you can buy beef stock cubes still. You can buy liquid. Don't buy liquid. It's too expensive, okay? Make your own or, take it off your chicken steaming liquid. So there's that there. You'll see it's 32 ounces. Obviously, you're not going to put in 32 ounces of your veggie stock paste. That is a litre. Okay, that is far too much. They're actually asking, so if you look at your veggie stock concentrate recipe and the tips in below, they tell you in the tips how much it is. So to make up 500 mils, it's 1 teaspoon. To make up a litre, it's 2 teaspoons. So in this case, it's a litre, so you'd be putting a litre of water and 2 teaspoons of, approximately a litre, it's pretty close, and 2 teaspoons worth of your veggie stock in there, okay? So just a little tip on that. Then it's got some lavender, skipping that out. I did think I could put a bay leaf into it, but I didn't bring it down to the room today, so I'm just going to skip that out. I'm not sure about lavender on it. What's your thoughts? Let me know. Do you reckon you do lavender or not? And then it's got these cracked peppercorns into it. I'm just going to put pepper in the actual sauce. Okay, and then we steam. And the beauty of cooking with steam is it actually softens your meat. Okay, it doesn't dry it out like an oven does. We're cooking over the steam. It's going to make this so tender and soft. And it's going to cook for 90 minutes. All right, it's quite a long cook. When I do a whole chook in the Voroma on a Saturday, it is 99 minutes. I spin that dial all the way around, and then I go Voroma speed 2, okay? So it's going to cook off that in that time. And then the only step, there you go, 90 minutes Voroma. Doesn't tell me what speed in preview mode. But then pretty much at the end, you just keep the cooking liquid in there. You're going to use some corn flour and water. If you are gluten-free, make sure your corn flour is gluten-free, or maybe you're cooking for someone because they're not always. And then you're going to thicken it up at the end into a beautiful gravy to go over the top. All right, now we are doing some roast veggies with it. You could do mashed potato, you could steam some greens. Actually, I might fry off some, I've got some Brussels sprouts out there. We like to fry them with some garlic and some butter or oil, and they're just beautiful. So we're going to serve ours with that tonight. But just another way of doing a really cool recipe. So it's got 20 seconds left. I'll show you the next step. So come with me today. Let's do that. By the way, have you been over to my website and either registered your expression of interest to get up to date with the black, or have you been over there and subscribed so you get my newsletter? Because those of you on my mailing list, you got a link the other day for pumpkin downloads. This month is all about pumpkin, and I haven't actually had a chance to be on much yet. Life's been really, really busy in my world at the moment, but we have an abundance of pumpkin. I do want to take you guys outside in the coming days and show you, we've cleaned up our gardens, and pumpkin vine included. We've got a whole lot of pumpkins that were brought up, and so I thought, you know what, this is a good month to showcase the pumpkin and the variety of things you can do with a Thermomix with pumpkin that are not even main meals. So I'm going to do a good selection, but you'll find that over there as well. So let's finish this up. Next, you'll see, even though I was in preview mode, can you see how it actually converted back to exactly the step I was up to? How good is that? Okay, 1 ounce of tomato paste, that's 30 grams, which will be kind of like an oversized tablespoon, I'm going to guess. Because a tablespoon is typically around the 20 gram mark. What's that, 21? I think I need new glasses. Oh, hang on. Did you just see what I did? Did you catch that? Let's not worry about what I just did. I was looking for 30 grams. Anyway, so there you go. Probably not as much tomato paste as I put in there, but it's okay. What I will find is, because I don't have veggie stock, this is nowhere near as salty, so I'm not too worried, because that's the other thing to be mindful of. If you guys have ever made my Maxi mince cooker, that's where on the top with the kilo of mince you put in tomato paste and veggie stock. You'll know as well, you've got to be careful with the tomato paste, because if you put too much, it gets too salty with the veggie stock. But I don't have veggie stock, I've got this, so I'll be okay. I won't be salting the kids tonight with this food. So that's a little too much. I could scoop some off. Will I? There's a little bit at the top there that I can do without taking my food with it. Nah, it's got stuff attached. Never mind. All right, let's keep going. That's what happens when you got a very short attention span. All right, 4 ounces of white wine, or in my case, red. No idea if this will change the flavor too much. As I said, I'm not really a wine drinker. All right, next, especially not a dry wine, without the measuring cup. All right, now this is gonna now cook off for 6 minutes. And then, just for those of you who do use this to cook along later with, the last step involves putting in our 1 litre. Just follow the instructions on it, the 32 ounces it said, of stock into the bottom. This sits on the top in this position here. Look away if you don't do meat, guys, sorry about that. So this will go on the top. and then it will cook for 90 minutes before we then thicken up this beautiful liquid in the bottom with corn flour. But that is how you do the Osso Buco in the Thermomix using the black. Now, if you want information about earning a black as a consultant, reach out. I am fortunate enough that I earned it over the last few months, and so hence it arrived yesterday. Thank you, Thermomix. I love the special things we get in the mail. It's like Christmas every month. So if you're curious about that, let me know. I'd love to pass you the details so that you can see if that's something that works for you. It certainly has worked for me over the last 10 years, and I love mentoring and supporting new consultants as well. So if you'd like information, reach out. But otherwise, sometime later this year, hopefully not too far away, you guys will get the chance to buy a sparkling black Thermomix. So let me know if you'd like to be the first to know on that. I'd love to support you in that process, or someone you know as well around you. Please remember as well, the price rise is coming. So if you've got friends and family considering a Thermomix, encourage them now rather than later. We'll know more about price rise next week. And also, but mind you, by the time I learn about the price rise, the bowl offer will be gone. So at the moment, when you're buying a classic white Thermomix for $29, you can add a second bowl on there, which is saving $300 and something because they're normally $375. So it's a fantastic saving. This is Australian customers only. I know there's a lot of you who are watching from overseas as well, so this is for Australian customers, but it's a fantastic offer. So that ends, and then they announce the price rise following on from that. So yeah, if you're sitting on the fence, you're thinking about a Thermomix, reach out. You can find all the payment info and stuff. Like if you're somebody who doesn't want to talk to me yet, and that's okay, you can go over to my website and you can actually go check out the payment options. There's even a buy link through there. And you know, I really appreciate your support, and so do other consultants. We only exist thanks to you guys using us in your checkout. If you don't pick a consultant in your checkout, it doesn't particularly count much for us. Okay, so we really do appreciate your support, keeping us all in business to support you guys. But guys, have a fantastic rest of your afternoon. I will share a photo of this, and I can't wait to share more of the black over the coming days, and we'll get back on pumpkin because I need to cook through some of the 30-something pumpkins that came out of my veggie patch. But take care, and let me know how I can support you with your Thermomix soon. Bye for now.